everybody. What a special treat. I have a guest here. This woman knows a whole lot about Avon. She has taught me through the 20 years that I've been with Avon a lot. Okay, and I'm thrilled that you guys can learn from her as well. So Gina, I know I am always getting asked about customers and how to build that customer base, but first I'd like you to tell everybody a little bit about yourself.
Well, my name is Gina. I was an Avon district manager for almost 27 years. Before that, I was an Avon representative for almost 10 years, so I've been with the company for a long time, and I still have Avon in my heart and love to share the ideas with representatives who I've worked with over the years, and so this is just another way to share that even beyond.
So something that representatives struggle with is they love Avon, they love the product, they might join, and then all of a sudden it's like they might ask a person or two to be a representative, and then they are a customer, and then they get stuck.
Right.
So if you could share with those listening, let's say your top 10 tips for gaining new customers, what would they be?
Sure. And I just jotted down 10 quick tips to share. This by no means is a complete and comprehensive list because there's tons of ideas, but these are some ideas that have worked for years and years and years. So number one is to use the products so that you're familiar with them. When you know the products, you can share them with enthusiasm, you can talk more confidently about them, and you can get more customers when you're able to do that. Number two is order plenty of brochures. 10 is not enough, 20 is not enough, 30 might be enough if you're in a big office building and that's where you get most of your customers, but I would recommend if you currently order X number of brochures and you want more customers, go ahead and order 10 more and use those only for finding new customers. And once you've gotten through working with those 10, go ahead and order 10 more until you eventually have grown your business to the place where you want it to be. Number three is ask for referrals. That's something that a lot of representatives don't do. They deliver the products, they collect the money, they have a little chat, and they go on their merry way. You can actually say to somebody, you know, I really love servicing you as a customer, and I'm looking for more people who might enjoy the service that I provide. Do you know someone that I can talk to? And I'd be glad to give you a small referral gift if that person becomes my customer. Number four is to ask your customers to give their brochure to a friend when they're finished with it. You know, years ago when Avon representatives sold, we had one brochure and we took it around, we showed it to people, and we left with the brochure. Somehow now we have hundreds and thousands of brochures and we throw them all out and hope somebody calls and orders. And we don't think about the fact that one brochure can service more than one person. So when you give the brochure to your customer, you could say, you know, Linda, I'm looking for more customers just like you. When you finish with your brochure, would you share it with your neighbor or would you share it with a coworker? And I'd love to be able to provide service to them. Number five, be sure to put your e-store address on every brochure that you give out, regardless of who the customer is and regardless of whether you're really that much into the online thing, because you never know where your brochure might travel. So even if I'm giving my brochure to an 80-year-old lady that I know is never going to go online, I still want to put that e-store address because her granddaughter might visit and want to order online, or a neighbor might come check on her and see the brochure and want to order online, and you're missing sales if you don't put that e-store address. Number six, I know this is unpopular, but door-to-door still works. You can go door-to-door in your neighborhood, introduce yourself, offer a brochure or offer free samples and find customers that way.
Well, I know when we would do it, we'd make it fun and then go and have ice cream or something afterwards.
Exactly.
Yeah,
get together with some other representatives and go out and do it. Yes. Somebody comes along in your neighborhood and then you go along in their neighborhood just so that you're not out there all by yourself doing that. Number seven is look for community events. That could be events at churches or schools or just whatever's going on in your community, and see if you can get a small table space to sell products on the spot or to give out brochures and samples and find new customers. Now don't spend large amounts of money on those spaces. If you're spending $100, $150 for a table space, how much would you actually need to sell to make that up? Just do the math. But if you can get a table for a reasonable price, by all means do it and get out in the community and meet meet people and meet more customers. Also, blanket your own neighborhood. In addition to going door to door, you could also blanket your neighborhood with brochures. And when you put brochures out in your neighborhood, I always recommend, don't just leave the brochure, but put a little note with it that says, "Dear neighbor, I've been in the neighborhood for this many years," or "I've just moved into the neighborhood. You know, I'd love to get to know more of my neighbors." Something to personalize. It doesn't have to be long, but just something to let them know you're from right there in the neighborhood. Number 9, home parties. This is a great time of year to do a last-minute stocking stuffer party or something like that. We're filming this in December, but if you watch this at a later date, there's time for Valentine's, Easter, Mother's Day. There's always the opportunity.
Always a reason to have a party.
A home party, absolutely. Also, number 10 is look for helpers. If you have customers who love the service you provide, perhaps they could take a brochure with them to their work or to their family and get orders and bring them to you, and you can give them some free products in return for doing that. And I have a bonus number 11. But
I was just going to say, sometimes when they become a helper, they enjoy it so much they decide to join your team.
Absolutely.
Oh, we have a bonus. What's
I
the bonus?
have one bonus, number 11, and that is be visible. Wear an Avon logo button or pin or badge or shirt or hat, or carry an Avon logo tote bag, because you never know when you're running about your business and doing your errands that somebody's going to see that and say, "Oh, hey, do you sell Avon? Because I've been looking for a representative." It's a simple and easy thing to do, and make sure if you have an Avon logo item on yourself that you also have a brochure, because I guarantee you when you don't have a brochure, they're going to ask you, and then you'll have nothing to give them. But Avon logo something, be visible.
Gina, I want to thank you very much for being here. It has been a little bit noisy. People are getting here. We're having a Christmas party tonight. Gina, you traveled how many miles in order to be here to be able to see the representatives in this area?
Let's see, how many miles is it? I guess about 100 miles.
To be here, okay? And you've had a
Just
really
under. It's about 100.
crazy, insane day, but you're here and you offered really great advice. So thank you very, very much, and I'm sure you'll be hearing from us again in the future. Take care.
Bye.
Bye.